44. Listen to me. 44 1-1, 31 knockouts. Only 24 years old. It's August the 27th, 2014. And on July the 18th, 2014, he turned 24 years old. And already, he has been in the most lucrative fight of all time. We're talking about Saul, Canelo, El Cinnamon, Alvarez. Now, if you don't know, he has a 3-fight Showtime exclusive pay-per-view deal. Now, follow me. After he fought Floyd Mayweather on pay-per-view in the most lucrative fight of all time in September of 2013, after his defeat there, he returned in March of 2014, and he took on Alfredo Angulo. So it's a good comeback fight, you know, slow, somewhat flat-footed fight, a fight that was tailor-made for Canelo. Canelo wins by stoppage. In July of 2012, there was really no opponent, you know, set up for Canelo. You know, we don't know who he would have fought in July. In July of 2014. But there was a guy, Erislandy Lara, who in social media, and not only Lara, but also boxing fans, didn't think that Canelo and his handlers would fight or allow Canelo to fight Lara. And what did Canelo do? You know, this is what's said, is that he marched into the Golden Boy offices and demanded the fight with Lara because fans said he was scared and couldn't beat him. And what does he do? He goes and defeats Erislandy Lara in a very close decision. Now, in a fight like that, Canelo, for him to win, it wasn't going to be easy. You know, and it wasn't going to be by no shutout. It was either going to be by a close decision or by knockout. And fans who know Canelo and know boxing knew that the longer the fight went on, the better chance Canelo had, as long as his endurance held up and he continued to consistently pressure. So he won a very close, controversial decision in July, and now his name is being linked to, of course, Miguel Cotto, but not linked to Miguel Cotto in 2014, but linked to Miguel Cotto in 2014. But then the WBC threw a big-ass monkey wrench into the plans and told Miguel Cotto, like, hold up, you know, after you fight your December fight, which is your voluntary fight. Now, let me go back. If Cotto is returning in November or in December, Canelo is definitely returning December the 6th or December the 13th of 2014. So what I'm saying is that both of these guys, they can't fight each other because Bob Arum and Miguel Cotto are working together. Even though Cotto is not a top-ranked fighter, they're working together. That's already official for this year. You know, so that's going to be an HBO promotion. Whether it's on HBO pay-per-view, you know, I don't know. But Cotto has been ordered to defend his WBC title against the winner of Golovkin versus Rubio. So that's he's in a whole situation. And that's got to happen in 2015, you know, in the first half of 2015, because Rubio and Golovkin is happening in October. So he's in a whole different situation. So as far as the end of this year, 2014, the names we've been hearing about for Canelo opponents, first we heard Manny Pacquiao, you know, we heard all the catchweight crap with that. You know, now we're hearing, you know, a lot of James Kirkland. We haven't seen James Kirkland since he beat Glenn Tapia. Haven't seen him in no social media, nothing. He just fell off the planet. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a new name. The name that's just coming up. And to give my opinion on that, Chavez Jr. looks like he's a comfortable 168-pound fighter, super middleweight fighter. Knowing what he had to go through on numerous occasions to make 160 pounds, you know, it's hard for me to believe that he can do it now. You know, without the same strength and conditioning coach. Of course, it was Alex Ariza. We all know what was going on with that. You know, and with his reputation, just not the last fight, but the fight before, him having tremendous trouble with his weight, making his opponent, you know, having to come up to basically 2 divisions above where he really should be fighting. So what I'm saying is that I don't know how to approach the Julio Cesar Chavez versus Canelo 2014 and in 2014, because another aspect is Chavez Jr. has walked away from 3 fights. He walked away from a mandatory fight with the 168-pound champion, WBC champion Anthony Durrell. He walked away from negotiations with for Gennady Golovkin because, you know, of some contract issues or whatever. You know, and then the Carl Froch fight, a very big fight, you know, is still dangling out there. So, you know, how am I going to say, okay, well, Canelo, he's going to fight, you know, Canelo, and then you throw another dynamic in there, the fact that Canelo is Showtime exclusive, and Chavez has always been fighting on HBO, and Bob Arum's got that HBO thing, and Top Rank's got that, you know, so it's tough. I don't even know where the rumor came from. We even heard rumors, remember, of Chavez Jr. fight Miguel Cotto, and they did meet. Chavez Sr. even went on the record that said the fight was going to happen. But Canelo fighting at 155 pounds, the light junior middleweight, whatever that is, the light junior middleweight of 55 pounds. He can be a full 160 pounders, but see, that's what he's doing. The same thing as Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto, when he got that 160 pound title, he stayed close to 154. You know, he weighed in at 155 pounds. You know, so even when he did fight Martinez, he didn't fight a natural, fully, you know, bigger junior middleweight. You know what I mean? I mean middleweight. So when I look at the 160-pound division, I look at him and I look at Canelo, but they don't claim to be in the 160-pound division. And then when I look at a potential fight with Chavez Jr. for both fighters, I think like, well, how is Chavez Jr. going to make 160 pounds? His promoter don't believe he can make 160 pounds. I don't believe his promoter can make 100. I mean, I don't believe he can make 160 pounds. I don't even think Chavez Sr. know he can make. Think he can make 160 pounds. So, my question to fans is like, where did this Canelo thing came from? You know, and don't get me wrong, it would be a good fight because they're gonna both be right there in the middle of the ring. I don't see no backing off, but Chavez Jr. will be clearly the bigger fighter. You got Canelo, who comes in the ring weighing he weighs in at 155, coming into the ring at about 170, 171, 172. To whereas then you get Chavez Jr., he'll weigh in at 160 and then come into the ring at 185, 186. You know, some more crazy, damn near 30 pounds. And you know, I'm dead ass serious. You know, but that was Alex Ariza. Can he do that now? You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I'm T Street Controversy. I cover every single major fight live. All boxing news comes here. You know, all boxing articles, Real Combat Media. The links are right below. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live.